Retirement. People imagine it's paradise, sunsets, fishing, golf courses, maybe grandkids tugging at your sleeve. For me, it felt more like exile. I had a little house on the coast of Portugal, quiet streets, coffee so strong it could wake the dead, and an ocean view that people would pay fortunes for. On paper, I had it good, but inside, every day was static. The silence was too clean. I'd sit on the balcony, listening to the waves crash, but my ears were still tuned for different sounds. The click of boots on concrete, the cough of a suppressed weapon, the way voices change when danger is near. After years of living as a shadow, the normal world felt unreal, like I was playing a part in someone else's life. Then one night in 2017, my cover as a civilian cracked. The phone rang. Not my everyday phone, the one I used to call a local cab or order groceries. This was the other one, tucked in the bottom of a drawer, battery long dead, or so I thought. No number, just a vibration that shouldn't have been possible. I answered. Old instincts. The voice was gravel wrapped in steel. Gray, my former handler. Last I heard, he'd retired too, or died, or simply vanished into the system the way men like him do. Yet here he was, speaking my old call sign like it had been yesterday. Spektor. Just hearing it sent a shiver through me. He didn't waste time. He never did. Maxwell Kane is alive, he said. Kane. Jesus. That name hadn't crossed my mind in years. He wasn't some Cold War ghost. He was a predator of the modern age. Ex-Special Forces, dishonorably discharged, turned mercenary, then founder of a private military company with enough contracts to look respectable and enough blood on his hands to drown in. But the real danger wasn't his guns. It was his pivot to tech. Autonomous drones, cyber weapons, AI-driven surveillance. Kane was selling tomorrow's wars to the highest bidder. Last time I'd seen him, 2013, it ended in smoke and fire. I walked away thinking he was gone for good. Apparently not. And just like that, retirement was over. I gave myself 6 hours to burn the civilian routine. Cleaned the house, deleted drives, dumped the civilian phone into the sea. Then I pulled out the duffel bag that had been waiting in the closet like an old dog. Inside, boots, dark clothes, medical kit, a folding knife with scratches that told its own story. No firearms, too risky to move them across borders. Packing was muscle memory. I barely thought about it, just checked and rechecked. Notebook, analog watch, portable signal scrambler. I slipped the knife into a sheath sewn into my belt. Funny thing, my hands weren't shaking. They were steady in a way they hadn't been in years. Gray had set up a flight to Dubai, ticket tucked under a false name. When I landed, the city hit me like a furnace. Glass towers stabbed at the sky, lights glittered even at 3 a.m., and everywhere money flowed like blood in veins. If Kane wanted to move something dangerous, Dubai was perfect. Too loud, too rich, too distracted. My contact was Elena Cruz, journalist I'd crossed paths with in Madrid. Back then, she nearly wrecked an op chasing a story, but I remembered her grit. Now she was neck deep in Kane's dealings. She met me in a small cafe squeezed between 2 mirrored towers, 3 phones buzzing on the table beside her espresso. She looked at me once, flat and tired, then slid a flash drive across without a word. Kane's here, she said eventually. Operating through a shell company. On paper, it's logistics software. Off paper, autonomous strike drones. They'll sell to anyone with the cash. That was all I needed to hear. For 2 days, I melted into the crowd. Dubai isn't a city you can hide in unless you know how. Surveillance cameras on every corner, biometric scanners at doors, security everywhere. But there are always blind spots. The trick is finding them. Kane's operation was set up in a new business tower downtown. Half a floor, glass walls, heavy locks. His men blended in with the corporate crowd, dressed in suits, carrying briefcases, but you can't fake posture. They walked like soldiers. They watched exits. And at the center of it all was a matte black case about the size of a suitcase, locked tighter than a vault. They treated it like it was worth more than their lives. I tailed them for hours, memorizing patterns, coffee runs, smoke breaks, the subtle rotation of guards. Nights I spent on rooftops, watching neon reflect off the Gulf. The air smelled of hot concrete and car exhaust. I could feel the city's pulse, fast, restless, money-driven. This was Kane's hunting ground, and I was slipping back into his orbit. The opening was small, a maintenance hatch on the roof, 23 floors up, unlocked for a 2-hour window between shifts. I slipped in just after midnight. Inside was silent, sterile. New carpet under my boots, recycled cold air brushing my face. I moved fast, knife in hand, counting breaths, ears tuned to every hum of electricity. The server room was behind a glass wall etched with the company's fake logo. And there it was, the black case, glowing faint blue from within. I felt the old rush, heart pounding steady, every nerve alive. I almost made it clean. Almost. The reflection in the glass betrayed him. Tall, broad-shouldered, moving like a panther. Cole Hart. Ex-CIA, last I'd heard. Now Kane's right-hand man. He smiled like he'd been waiting for this. The fight was brutal. No wasted moves, no fancy tricks, just fists, elbows, the crack of bodies hitting walls. He was good, damn good. I caught a rib shot that nearly dropped me, answered with a knife slash that tore his jacket but missed skin. In the end, luck was mine. A stumble, a chair leg breaking, a window shattering. I grabbed the case and ran with alarms screaming behind me. By the time I hit the street, lungs burning, shirt soaked, I knew Kane wouldn't forget this. Neither would Hart. Elena was waiting in a beat-up SUV, engine running. We tore through the city, neon smearing past, horns blaring. She didn't ask how bad it went. The blood on my face told enough. We drove until the tower shrank in the rear view, until desert swallowed the lights. In the silence, we cracked the case. Not weapons, not drones, not directly. What lay inside was worse. Schematics and code for an integrated system. Drones, satellites, command stations, all tied together with AI routines. A turnkey war machine, scalable, efficient, unstoppable. Whoever controlled it wouldn't just fight wars. They'd decide them before they started. Elena cursed under her breath. I just stared, stomach turning. By morning, we had decisions to make. Gray wanted the data flown back to Washington. Elena wanted it leaked to the world. Both had points. In the wrong hands, it was Armageddon. In one government's hands, it was Empire. So I made a choice. I split it. Half the data to Gray, half to Elena. Balanced through mistrust. No one should hold that much power. And maybe, just maybe, dividing it meant survival. We parted ways in the desert, sun rising blood red over the dunes. She went her way, I went mine, and somewhere behind us, Kane was already moving his next piece on the board. Back in Portugal, life looked the same. The sea, the coffee, the quiet streets. But inside, I was different. The truth was simple. I'd never really retired. I'd only been waiting. And now the waiting was over. Spektor was alive again.